Hey, it's me, Nalthazar, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a new infinite combo that was released with Innistrad Midnight Hunt. So, let's get into it. I want to start by thanking my patrons. They're the ones who voted on this video being my release this week. So the combo goes as follows. You get Curse of Vitality, which is a new masterpiece, and you pair it with a now incredibly strong common called Highborn Vampire. So Curse of Vitality is a white enchantment aura curse. It costs 9 mana and says when your opponent loses life or is dealt damage, you gain 4 life. Highborn Vampire says when you gain life, your opponent loses 1 life. We can ignore the bottom part of this ability because it is entirely irrelevant for the purposes of the combo. So basically, if you have both Highborn Vampire and Curse of Vitality down on the battlefield at the same time, and you're able to make your opponent lose life, then you just immediately win the game. So you've got Curse of Vitality and Highborn Vampire, right? The other way that you could go about winning the game is you just gain life, right? So either you gain life or your opponent loses life. It doesn't matter which one. Either way. So in order to build around these two, if you wind up getting Curse of Vitality, I would suggest personally that you just throw in a bunch of removal and then a bunch of things that are going to draw you cards. The purpose of this is that with the removal, you're going to be able to survive long enough to get Curse of Vitality, and then with the card draw, you're ideally going to pull your Highborn Vampire and Curse of Vitality more quickly. Now, it is important to note that Curse of Vitality is an enchantment, and the Highborn Vampire is not. The Highborn Vampire is actually a support. Now, this is important because I think that the best Planeswalker you can use with this is Daxos the Returned, because the first ability is going to create a 1/1 token on the battlefield, and it's also going to fetch the first aura or enchantment from your library. So when you use Daxos' first ability, if you use no other enchantments or auras in your deck, then you're going to go ahead and pull out Curse of Vitality. Then you're also going to get the 1/1 token, which is going to deal damage to your opponent, and which is going to trigger the infinite combo. Alternatively, if you've already got both pieces and you need a little bit of extra removal, you can just use Daxos' third ability, Underworld Bargain, to give all of your opponent's creatures up a minimum of -10/-10, and then gain 10 life, which is also going to trigger the infinite combo. So either your first ability or your third ability is going to be able to do it. The first ability is going to fetch your combo piece, and that's really all there is to it. The rest of the deck that I'm running, I've got removal in the form of Ondu Inversion and Hagra Mauling and Vanquish the Horde. I've got card draw and removal in the form of Teferi with the ++, and Heroism. I've got even more removal, this one Flash, in case my opponent tries some Tainted Adversary nonsense. I've got Sigarda's Splendor, which very conveniently is not an enchantment, so we will not fetch it, which means that it's just sort of a free card. It's also going to gain us life when we play cards, so that's another way of triggering our infinite combo. We've got Secret Rendezvous, which is going to draw cards and give them mana. And finally, Crypt of Agadeem, just to get a little bit of extra gem conversion in. So this is going to be a pretty quick video today. It's pretty simple and easy. So let's go ahead and see it in action. This was kind of the most convenient video recording of all time for me, because this was literally my first match using the deck. Everything just sort of came together, and I was like, oh, okay, I've got an idea for how this works. I'm good. I'm not usually one who likes to play around a lot with infinite combos or the loop timer, so it was just more that I'd seen this happen to a lot of players, and so I figured that I would make a quick video about it. So, I mean, maybe after this you'll wind up running into it more. I don't know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. So you'll see that I actually already have the Highborn Vampire in my hand, which is perfect, because that's the only piece that you actually need to have in your hand for this. And so now I'm able to just use my first ability here with Daxos and get the Curse of Vitality. So at this point, all I need to do is get out both the Highborn Vampire and the Curse of Vitality, and I win the game. It's game over. So I could actually wind up holding both of them and locking them both down in my hand to make sure that I get them both out, and so that I make sure that my opponent does not remove them. But it's fine. So I can go ahead and take the Loyalty into black match if I want, or I could alternatively go ahead and take that white match and hope that I get some kind of cascade into either red or blue. So I was just deciding what it was that I wanted to do there. Now, my opponent does not kill my support, which is great because that means that now on this turn, I can just go infinite and this is game over. So I go ahead, I get the Highborn Vampire down now. I just need to do damage or gain life, and you'll see that the infinite combo activates, and I'm going to kill Teferi 1 health at a time, as I gain 4 health at a time. You could go ahead and use Veto with this, or Sanguine Bond in Legacy, just to speed up the process, although Sanguine Bond is going to lose shields every time you gain life to deal damage, so it's really not a great option, whereas at least Veto will indeed speed this up. For standard, though, you basically just activate it and then walk away from your phone. You come back, 3 minutes later, and that's a wrap, right? So I didn't even have to kill anything this match. It just goes whap, 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 whap. So I'm going to use the next 66 minutes, no, but not really that many minutes, but to go over a little bit of my upcoming recording schedule for you guys. So I've already got my template set up for the updated Planeswalker tier list video, and so I've got that ready to share with you all. So I'm going to be starting by recording the how to interpret my tier list video. And then I'm going to go ahead and do monocolor, dual color, and tricolor separately. And so there will be a total of 4 videos out for the tier list. Those will start coming out, I'm hoping, this week. So my wife is out of town. I've got the boys to myself at home. My recording time is a little bit less than I would like it to be. But nonetheless, I'm still working on pumping out as much as I can as we watch Teferi whittle down. Now, if you've actually come up against this yourself, I'm really sorry. It's definitely really painful to watch yourself die 1 health at a time. I would definitely suggest if you go up against this, there's nothing you can do to stop it once it starts, because Greg is not going to stop the loop timer. So just go ahead, hit that little bottom button, and concede the match. On the downside, for you as a player, if you run this, it takes figuratively forever. You'll see that I'm on my 2nd loop timer already here, and that's about how many loops it's going to take for you to kill someone. It could take you a third if your opponent's playing something like Angrath or Nicole Bolas #1, but if they're using a lower to middling health Planeswalker, then you really only have to go through the loop timer twice. But nonetheless, that's still way too long for any match. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you don't go up against this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, Teferi.